What's going on, guys? Welcome back for another do and don't video. We'll talk about what you should do and shouldn't do this week in GTA 5 Online. As always, we're looking for how to make the most money, the best investments, what to buy, what not to buy, the best discounts and values, and any cool, fun, or discontinued vehicles that are available during this week's update. With that said, let's get right into it. Do check out the new content that was added to GTA Online this week. Assault on ATT-16 is a new game type that's been added to the Adversary mode section of Rockstar created jobs. This game type is essentially replacing Assault on Cayo Perico, so if you get a chance, definitely try out this new game mode this week and let me know what you think of it. And on top of that, as a weekly reward, if you win 2 rounds of Assault on ATT-16, you'll earn an extra 100k bonus. To go along with the new content, we have double money in RP on the new game mode, as well as double money in RP on LSA operations, and we even have double money in RP on business battles. Do buy a Hangar property. This week, Hangar properties are on a 30% discount, as well as their upgrades and modifications. If you don't already own one, I highly recommend you buy one, as they're not only a good way to make money, but it's also a property you're going to need if you want to buy and store any planes, helicopters, or any other aircraft. As for the modifications when buying or renovating your hangar, the one thing I'm going to recommend you absolutely purchase is the Aircraft Workshop. This will allow you to customize and upgrade any of your aircraft right inside your hangar. When it comes to sourcing air freight cargo for your hangar, the missions are actually relatively easy and you can build your stock pretty quickly. But I will suggest that if you're manually sourcing any air freight cargo, that you always choose the option to source from land. It can be much more time consuming and significantly more difficult to source cargo from these air missions. The ones on land won't be difficult, and depending on the location of the cargo, could take you only a few minutes to complete. The other important aspect of sourcing air freight cargo is using Rooster. Much like the warehouse staff in your special cargo warehouses, Rooster is going to be your way to passively source air freight cargo back to your hangar. And just like in your warehouses, all you have to do is walk up to him, pay a fee for him to source it, and then he'll leave and take care of it himself. And once the cargo has been returned to your hangar, you'll be notified just like you would with your warehouses. Speaking of Rooster, this week we have a bonus for passively sourcing air freight cargo. Specifically, every time that you send him out to passively source cargo, you're going to be guaranteed to get at least 2 crates back each time. So on normal weeks where you can get anywhere from 1 to 3 crates of cargo, he's going to bring in 2, if not more, each time. Do buy the Obey Omnis EGT. This week it's on a 30% discount, and for this vehicle, that is a great value. It may not look like much, depending on what you think of this style of car, but for a bunch of reasons, this thing is absolutely worth it. First of all, it's an Imani Tech vehicle, meaning you can add Missile lock-on jammers, or remote control unit, and armor plating. And what makes it even more special than most Imani Tech vehicles is that when you're driving this vehicle, it won't pop up on the map as a specific icon, alerting other players to you being in an Imani Tech vehicle. And not to mention, for a car, it has some of the best resistance to explosive damage. So if you have a Missile lock-on jammer equipped, even if someone's griefing in an oppressor, this car will easily be able to eat those explosives with no problem. And that's if they can even hit you because they can't lock onto you. Don't buy the Buckingham Nimbus. While it's normally 1.9 million, this week you can get it at 30% off. And even on that discount, I'm still going to tell you not to get it because simply put, unless you have friends to fly around with or you're going to go into public lobbies and just have people jump in your plane, it really doesn't do much else. It's really just a passenger plane that you can fly up to 8 people in. And if you're looking for ways to have fun in the air, I think there are plenty of other planes, helicopters, or other aircraft that can do much more for the same price or less. Do buy the Nagasaki Buzzard Attack Chopper. This week it's currently 30% off, and even when it's not on a discount, this is still a vehicle that you should consider buying at any time. Now while it's not as necessary as it used to be, if you're not somebody that has access to a Sparrow, or another vehicle that you can quickly spawn near you to move quickly across the map, then the Buzzard is something that you should consider. During something like cell missions, where even if you have an oppressor, but you just recently called it in, instead of waiting to be able to call in your personal vehicle, you can simply spawn the Buzzard nearby like you would with the Sparrow. Not to mention it's incredibly fast for a helicopter, and unlike the Sparrow, it's not going to start smoking or break down if you don't land it perfectly. I'm sure we could talk further about why this is an important vehicle, but for time purposes, I'm simply going to tell you I recommend it, unless of course you're set with other vehicles that pretty much do the same thing. Don't buy the Buckingham Velatus. It's currently on a 30% discount, and even though it's on sale, and it's admittedly a good looking helicopter, there's so many other helicopters that can do more for the same price or less. For the first time in a while, do check out the premium test ride at the car meet, which this week is the Shih Tzu Akucho drag. Yes, you can absolutely get the drag yourself and upgrade it to HSW whenever you want, but since this one already comes upgraded to HSW, it might just be easier to purchase it here instead of going about it all yourself. Either way, the point being, this specific type of HSW vehicle is one that I will always highly recommend because with the exception of doing wheelies, this is the fastest motorcycle in the game. But the main reason I tell you to buy this motorcycle is because it makes doing time trials a breeze. No matter where the time trials are, I always use this vehicle. Now there could be exceptions for the regular time trials, but as far as HSW time trials, this is my go-to vehicle, and I've never used anything else since I've gotten it. You might look at the price tag and think it's a lot, but trust me, over time, this vehicle will make your money back and more. Speaking of them, do weekly time trials. The HSW time trial is at Del Perro Beach, and the regular time trial is at the Del Perro Pier. Do salvage yard robberies. If you complete the podium robbery this week, you'll be able to sell or salvage the Pegassi Zaruso. If you complete the McToney robbery, you'll be able to sell or salvage the Ocelot Swinger. And if you complete the Duggan robbery, you'll be able to sell or salvage the Dinka Ballista Canjo. Do spin the lucky wheel. The podium vehicle this week is the Dinka Jester Classic. You can absolutely deck it out and customize it to your liking. And as I always say, even if you don't like the car, if you can get it for free, it's absolutely worth taking a spin of the wheel for. Do try to win the Ellis Car Meet prize ride vehicle, which this week is the Dubauchi Wagner. In order to win this for free, you'll have to place top 2 in Ellis Car Meet races for 4 days in a row. While I wouldn't necessarily call it a special vehicle, it's certainly unique in its look and design, so if you get a chance to win it for free, I say go for it, although I wouldn't say it's the easiest to do this week. Do look for discontinued vehicles, meaning any vehicles removed from the GTA websites. There are 5 such vehicles found at Simeon's Premium Deluxe Motorsport, starting with the Dinka Double T. Next we have the Dinka Jester, then the Overflot de Morgan with a Kasama beer livery. After that we have the Ubermacht SC1. And last we have the Volcar Warner. Over at the Ellis Car Meet, your test track vehicles this week are the Emperor ETR1, the Lampadati Pigalle, and the Pfister Comet SR. Some other vehicle discounts that I quickly want to go over, all of which are on a 30% discount. We have the Anis Remus, the BF Club, the Ocelot Jugular, the Overflot Entity XXR, and the Vapid Dominator GTT. And last, at Luxury Autos, we have 2 somewhat newer vehicles. First, we have the Enis Paragon S with a black Fracture livery. And then we have the Ubermacht Niobe with a Beast 76 livery. So that's everything you should and shouldn't be doing this week in GTA 5 Online. Pretty much, other than the new game mode, the discounts on Hangar properties and their upgrades, the 2x crates on sourcing air freight cargo, and a few vehicle discounts, there really isn't much going on this week. Compared to last week, I would say this is much worse, but trust me, I've been at it for a while, and this is definitely not the worst week I've seen. Either way, hope you enjoy some of the new content, or find a way to get use out of one of these vehicle discounts. As always, thanks for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Skull.